All right, welcome back everybody to episode 8, I think, or 9. Haven't done this in a few weeks.
Episode 9.
Episode 9. This is our.
Yes.
I kind of dropped the ball. We were supposed to do a live podcast from the Storm Conference last week.
Yeah, that's partly my fault.
Well, I was thinking about it in my head, but I just didn't end up bringing the shit because I was like, half the time I just bring up too much stuff, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna leave it. Whatever, we'll just enjoy time, and I'm glad I did that because it was nice. Talking with people and just having it be laid back, and it's like you're bringing business with you on, I guess a business trip or whatever. So it's like more stuff you got to worry about. But I think next year, at least for the 50th one, that'll be definitely happening.
We should.
And if anything, we should do like a 2-day or even a 3-day run just every night. Just do like an hour and just talk to different people or walk around.
That would be really cool.
So yeah, we'll get there, see what happens with that one. But we have a decent amount to catch up on. Like I said, it's been 2 weeks since our last show. So now I guess this is just like, if we got any good stories from the Storm Conference, I know it was pretty interesting for both of us. So a lot of good stuff happened.
Learned a lot.
Yeah. It was one of the. That was my 7th NESC that I've attended.
Gosh.
And I've been going since high school. Actually,
holy cow!
I'm a veteran of this.
I'm the new guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a NESC fellow, and I'll get one of those nice little stickers.
Oh yeah, the little tag.
Yeah, for my tag because I just go so much. But no, I have to say, in the 7 years I've been going, those were the two. I think the two best keynote speakers, and I guess just the wealth of information that I took away, and I think a lot of people took away from those keynote speakers. Sunday morning we were both sleeping in. We had the time change. I wasn't getting up at 9. I think we ended up going to bed at midnight, 1 a.m.
late
after. Yeah, and that's usually what happens. So whatever. Sunday's usually crap out anyway. Usually everyone's just too hungover to get up to do anything. But Friday night was Mike Bettis from the Weather Channel, I'm sure.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah, he was very energetic, very, with the times, just had a lot of, information, but I guess just energy too. Like, he was very passionate and excited about his job and his career, and at least being there to present to the students and everyone attending that, meant a
Absolutely.
lot. So, he was just recounting basically his whole life with the Weather Channel, and previously before that, where he grew up and where his passion for weather came from. But then I guess the second half, it transitioned into, telling us all these crazy stories of storm chasing, and he was caught up in probably one of the worst accidents that they were, very, very lucky to walk away from. But
he got rolled.
Was that
in,
the EF?
El Reno?
Was that EF5? That was an EF5.
It was originally EF5, but it got downgraded to EF3.
But
the El Reno.
Yeah, they were
May 31st, 2013.
Yep. They were in their Chevy Suburban for the Weather Channel. Had like the whole decal on the side. It was like Tornado Hunt or something, 2013 or something.
Yeah.
And they got sucked up in the tornado. I think they said 300 meters
they got
vertically, or
lofted
300
for
feet?
60 meters,
something like that.
And then
it was like
tumbled for another 40.
Right. But I mean, the whole vehicle was a complete loss. I mean, you could tell that it was rolled over multiple times. Just the roof was like flattened. I mean, it shows you they were very lucky. I mean, the whole truck didn't crumple.
You typically
thankfully,
don't walk away from that.
I mean, one of the guys had, I think a broken neck and injuries that lasted, I think, a few years in the recovery process.
Yep.
But he was talking about that and how it was, one of the many near-death experiences he had, which is something you don't hear a lot from storm chasers. It's kind of hyped up, and, obviously you got movies that are kind of a thrill action, but they don't really present the real harm.
Yeah, there's kind of a stigma around the unspoken trauma, if you will, of observing livelihoods quite literally being swept
right
away.
And it's almost every activity you have, literally you probably could find some risks that could potentially seriously injure you or even kill you. I mean, even for my aspect out hiking, you know, I've read numerous stories of people breaking their legs and, you know, going into hypothermia, frostbite, getting stuck up, you know, 4,000 feet and it's 20 degrees out and you have blowing snow and the real feel is, you know, -10, -20. I mean,
right.
You know, even I haven't been in, I guess, very, very precarious. I've been caught in a thunderstorm on the summit of one, but it still wasn't near death. You know, I've been a few times where I've almost lost my grip or, you know, traction, my footing on a slide, and it's, you know, probably at like a 20, 30, 40 degree angle at some points, and it's just straight down the mountain.
Wow.
Some of them are like, one of them's like a mile long. So it's like
Holy
you lose your footing up there, and one of the, you know, head walls, like you're gonna go for a while.
You're tumbling for a while.
So, and I've had a few times where I had like 2 cameras around my, you know, shoulder, strapped around. You know, I gotta be cool with like, you know, these cameras around in the woods, and ended up like almost losing my grip a few times and having to catch myself. And it's like your heart just like drops in that instant. Like you just fucking have that gut instinct that like something bad can happen. It's like the adrenaline just like rushes in that instant, and it's not fun. Like it's fun. It's the thrill of it is fun. I think that's what drives people to storm chase too. You know, it's just a lot of thrill. It's adrenaline.
Oh, there's certainly a competitive thrill-seeking aspect,
right?
And
it's just like riding those roller coasters.
Just want to see the beauty of it.
Like the one in Cedar Point that goes like vertically like 400 feet, and it's like I wouldn't. And I think some lady got killed because like a freaking bolt flew off of it and pierced her through the head or something.
Nice.
Just came loose. I mean,
oh my gosh, that's
why I don't trust roller coasters and amusement rides, because I don't think they regulate it really anymore. It's just like, do you really trust this private company?
It's like the airlines.
It's like they just cut corners everywhere. It's like Boeing too. They're building shit aircraft and they're having problems and they don't even admit it. And you know, it's just everything's gone downhill that way. But going back to the point though of storm chasing and the risks, like, it's obviously a thrill, I think, even for me. That's why it would drive me. I love being close, but I've never been in a near-death experience, at least with tornadoes. In New York, you never get any good ones, or they're rain-wrapped or whatever, and it's like you never get that classic tornado look.
Short-lived.
And they're short-lived as well. It's just not the climate. But, we definitely get some serious storms, with, the blizzard and stuff in Buffalo. Even if you're storm chasing that, it's like you drive a mile, and it goes from no snow, and then you get 3 feet of snow, and it's zero visibility, like in terms of probably minutes. And that a tornado can be the same, where it'll just change directions on you. The wind will shift, and you literally have maybe 30 seconds, a minute, or a couple minutes at most to make a decision. And it's like you got to make that decision right then and now. You can't wait. And like that's what Mike was saying. And you really need like 2 to 3 people at least on a chase to do it properly.
Yeah, situational awareness is a
you got to have
very, very important.
You got to have the driver, which is focusing on the road and the road only. Your passenger, like a navigator, someone watching, maybe the storm structure to see what it's doing, and then having a third person on, camera or maybe radar or some sort of data.
Because as soon as you lose situational awareness, you're about as good as dead.
Right. Plus, there's also the science aspect. So, literally knowing what the clouds are doing, looking at even the winds and how the winds can change, even at the surface. You can, use like, you've seen like these huge cornfields, and you can see the wind literally moving and how it, it's the only way to get a visual sense of what the atmosphere is doing, is by a lot of visual clues, if you know what to look for. But obviously it's like you got to know a little bit of everything about weather and, thermodynamics and dynamics itself, just how air moves and what makes it move and different conditions. I mean, it's very complicated. But I don't know. There's a lot of redneck storm chasers that just go out and just have fun with it. Bring a case of Bud Light or whatever.
The radar app.
Yeah, they got the one off of the Weather Channel app. The free radar coverage, and it's just terrible. I don't know, but it's very dangerous. Like you got to know what the hell you're doing. Same thing with hurricanes too. It's like it's even that or
hurricanes. I get the appeal, but it's just not worth your life.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to build more, like those pods that they deploy or something, and like try to get in the path of it and almost use it as like a a game. Like, where is it going to go, based off of the terrain or
Yeah.
previous tornadoes or climatology.
I can see that. It's just a pain because it chances are it might get inundated with water, and then you end up like it's a total loss.
Right. See, I'm wondering if they could sacrifice a drone, just fly it right into it, and if they could just sacrifice it.
A drone in 100-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah, you could do it.
I don't know.
Or at least build the instrument, the sensor package rugged, and the rest of it just could break, and then it would, maybe just be the sensor package alone that would be moving.
I don't know how well a multi-rotor would fly in 100-mile-an-hour winds, though.
Well, we can test it out. Anything's possible, right?
Especially over land, with how turbulent it would be.
I think you could build it. You just get some defense contractor that knows, the most lightweight, most advanced.
Let's just get Lockheed Martin to do it.
I mean, they have built, I think, radio sounds in the past, so, they obviously have done it before, and literally everything else in the military is, done by them. So, they probably have the materials to build something that's rugged, and I'm sure there is. I mean, there's got to be. At least by now, some composite or some sort of fiber, carbon fiber-based.
Well,
but
it's
that's
not
still
about that. It's about the fact that the multi-rotor requires pretty stable air to fly, because your
the motors would be off.
Is going to go whack.
You almost would detach the motors and the instrument package separately, because the sensor package would probably weigh maybe a pound at most. So you could get that thing in a good updraft. I mean, that thing's just going to keep going. But
no, I'm saying if you've got rotors, you're going to have a really hard time keeping that thing in the same spot if it's gusting to upwards or more 100 miles an hour.
Right. I think we could do it. I'm confident.
My interests lie elsewhere.
It's unfortunate.
Personally.
Or I can just do the mobile mesonet,
I mean, yeah, just do that.
I've even thought about it, even just driving. I went down to Letchworth with a friend yesterday, and just going through the backcountry with these huge farm fields. I'm thinking, if you get a good cold front or some sort of storm, you could just drive out here with a mobile mesonet, just park it, and just collect data on the side of the road. You don't have to be storm chasing. You can just collect good, if there's cool wind data or, a good frontal boundary. Maybe you might.
Well, yeah, they use mobile mesonets for more than just storm chasing.
Well, yeah, but that's what most people do. I mean, you just sit there for maybe a couple hours.
Well, yeah, it's the token.
Right.
I'm doing this for research, y'all. So I'm here to save lives and increase warning times.
I guess so. I mean, it is useful
I'm
data.
a Skywarn chaser.
The Skywarn.
I'm a light bar chaser.
It's not as bad as those chasers on Radar Scope. I think it's through the spotter network that they submit their location every 5 feet, and you just see this. Sometimes they do patterns.
the M-ping.
Yeah, the M-ping. Yeah. Oh, that's what it is. And
I keep forgetting to do that.
Is it actually do anything?
Yeah.
It's like voting. It's just does anyone care?
Weather Service actually looks at those.
Yeah.
For ground truth and radar calibration and stuff.
Interesting.
I aspire to be the guy that drives down the road and reports none every 5 miles.
Yeah. Or they make some kind of cool design, which you do have to hand it to them. That's a lot of planning. It's like those people in airplanes that, wasn't there a military jet that drew a penis in the sky and he got fired for it or something?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure there's a video
Maybe.
out there. I mean, I would just steal a jet and make a wind monitor up in the sky. That'd be pretty sick. Free advertisement for Arm Young.
Yeah.
I think they would like that. So, what else about the conference? So. What are your thoughts, Quinton?
It was cool. Of course, my interests kind of are not in the research sector or side of things, so the talks were a little boring, but it's not to say they weren't interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the solar eclipse stuff was very interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I just take it or leave it, to be honest. But
Gotcha.
like meeting all these people was super cool. Just hearing their backgrounds and what they were doing, etc. I thought that was really interesting.
Did you, I guess, meet different people and stuff, like just other students and?
Yeah, I actually one of the guys from Plymouth. He was actually stationed in St. Louis or near St. Louis.
Is he in the military?
Yeah. Adam, I think his name was.
Oh.
He was actually like he lived right near where I do.
No way.
For a while.
No
yeah.
way. So you guys gonna hang out sometime or?
Oh, he doesn't. He's just stationed there.
Oh, he's just stationed there. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, this was a couple years ago.
Gotcha.
I just small world. Thought that was interesting.
Yeah. Anyone else though? Any other weather nerds, I guess, that do weather instrument stuff?
No,
not really.
Except for you.
Except for me. That's a given.
No, unfortunately not.
Yeah, I mean they're not really geared towards that stuff, but it's still part of it. It's just there's a new side to it.
The quiet side of unknown.
It is, yeah.
Meteorology.
Right. I mean it's mainly why I try to go to these conferences.
Silent observations that make the world go round.
Right. And it's like, even for my job, but I've used the conferences to just try to tell people like this is like a field. People still need to take care of these, and you don't really realize that there's a whole like maintenance and like repair end of it to these sensors which collect your data, which you do research on. It's like it's almost like this top town all the way up.
You
to
can't have good data without good instruments and maintenance.
And it's like we're on the low end of it, because we're just the brains behind collecting it and making sure it's working okay and putting out good data and calibrated. But people just take it for granted.
100%.
But it's still kind of an obscure field, and one of my main goals is to help promote that to people and spread the word that if you necessarily don't love working in an office or doing all this data research and stuff, like if you want to use your hands and kind of make you learn a lot of different traits about it, not only for your work, but it's good down the road for house maintenance or even car maintenance. You can kind of use stuff that you learn on the job. Like soldering and stuff is great. If I ever needed to solder wires together or I guess desolder stuff for circuit boards, it's like I got the training. Didn't know how to climb a tower. Now I do. I guess stuff like that.
Absolutely.
So there's many good aspects to it. So there's definitely a few people, I think, at last year's NESC and at the Glass Conference up in Oswego. They, I always get at least, I'd say 3 to 5 people that are like, yo, how do I get your job? Like, how can I do what you're doing? And, it's unfortunate there's not like a ton of openings, but I know there are around the country. I know the Northeast is, we're kind of like the only well-established mesonet. None of the other states have them. And even Vermont, I was like asked the Burlington office, and they did a presentation like where you get your quality rain data from for these flooding events. Like, ASOS and Co-op, Wonderground. And I remember we just like looked at each other and you just gave me that disgusting look. You're just like, really? And this is the Weather Service. Like, we're talking the like high-end federal government. Like, this is the shit. And they're getting their data from Wonderground. I'm like,
that goes to show how misunderstood it is.
And you see the damage they had from there?
Or the lack of.
You saw the damage they had, right? I mean, like.
Yeah.
They got obliterated. They got fucking obliterated from rains. And it's like they didn't have, I think,
the lack of resources, more likely.
Yeah. Yeah. It's, Vermont still gets, every state is going to have weather events that cost them billions of dollars, like no doubt. It's just the bigger the
Right.
state, obviously probably the more costs you're going to have, but still it's like, even the small state like Vermont just got completely fucked. The whole state just got flooded.
Yeah.
And it's like they're getting rain data from, these gauges that are probably under a tree or I'm sure you got some undercatchment with that. So maybe it might not be calibrated, so it's over-reporting. Or, I mean, it's good. You have a ton of data points to work with, but it's just like it's like quality or a quantity over quality. It's like you're taking a lot of stations that have bad data versus just a few that have really really high quality data. So.
Mm-hmm.
But we could keep going about other states and why they don't have mesonuts. It's a lot of money, yeah, but it's not a lot of money.
Lack of awareness or care.
They're cheap. I mean, you probably could get one going for maybe 20 to 30 grand a pop. If you really just scaled back. And I feel like that's not a lot of money.
Wouldn't take much.
Yeah. And it's not like you need a ton of people. It's like you could do a team of 5 and probably do it well. For a small network, maybe 7 people.
Mm-hmm.
But it's too much to ask for sometimes. What are you typing over there?
I was just looking at data loggers on eBay.
Oh, of course. Which you use the time for a podcast to do other things.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know.
I can hear all the clicks in the background. Oh, what web page is he on now? What is he looking at? What did he just put in his cart?
Oh, I put nothing in my cart because I don't need nothing right now.
Okay.
We are set.
I was looking at those aspirated the FARs at the surplus place for what $135. So
yeah, I would get one.
Yeah, when I get the money. I checked and my bank account was like negative like $95 and I was like, oh shit.
Oh my.
I was like, oh, I gotta move money and I don't get paid for another week, so that's fun. So yeah.
Yeesh.
You just forget that your bank account is linked to many things, so it just automatically withdraws money then you don't know about. It's why it's easier to put on a credit card, It's just, I just forget about it. I'll just pay it off next month.
Magic.
You're just buying stuff out of thin air. That's how I like to think of it. It's just like, oh, you need $5,000 for a new camera? Like, just send it, Who cares?
Yeah.
I'll deal with this tomorrow.
So true.
But, how do you afford nice things or expensive things? If nobody has the money for it, so you just take a loan out. It's easy. Plus, you get good credit from it if you pay it off. So I guess there's that, and maybe cash back if you really care about cash back.
I mean, yeah. I don't know if I would recommend that way of living, but.
I mean, the government just runs like making cash out of thin air. They just make it.
But by doing so, they make cash less valuable.
Right.
So you need more of it.
Right, which is why we have inflation.
Stonks.
Oh, do you know the smonk meme? You don't know smonk? It's like I desire a smonk.
Smonk. Oh. Yes.
Yep. You know that one now?
The liminal face.
So my friends and I, we have or at least my family has friends up that own a cabin up in the Adirondacks, and so it's a private development, got its own lake. So we've been going up there for like my whole life basically, and so my friends and I, when we've been up there, we just take the canoe out. There's a little island towards the the south shore of the lake. And so, you could go around there and you could, the water's shallow. You could get out, walk in and chill on the island for a bit, or they had a couple chairs and you could just chill out for however long, go swimming, have a smoke or whatever.
Right.
So we ended up nicknaming it Smonk Island. And so now if you go on like OpenStreetMap, it's there. Like I'm looking at it now and it's still on there. It says Smonk Island.
Are you serious? That's awesome.
And I somehow got away with it.
Nice.
And they haven't picked up yet. I wonder if I can find it. Yeah, it's somehow illegal. If you just look up Smonk Island on OpenStreetMap, it should just take you to it.
That's awesome.
There it is, Smonk Island, town of Indian Lake. Do you see it? Did you look it up on your end?
OpenStreetMap. Let's see here.
Even though it doesn't display it as a island, it just makes it look like a triangle, but it's an island, trust me.
Yo, there it is.
Smonk Island.
Nice. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. So that was fun. There was a throwback meme.
That's awesome.
But what else was I going to say? Oh, I had lovely Rochester Gas and Electric out here. That's our energy service provider. And at least 2 or 3 times a year, they just love hitting me with like, a $500+ bill. And now my bill is up to $600. And I looked at my energy usage, and I think last month it was 1,460 kilowatt hours of electricity usage, and I'm like, that is not right. That's like double of what you should be using in a month.
But why? And like, what are you doing? Are you running arc welders or something?
I mean, every light is like an LED, or at least 98% of them are, and I literally just turn them off when they're not in use. Like they're just on at night for the most part. And I think there's only 2 baseboard heaters, electric ones, up in the attic that aren't really used too much. They're on low or not really on. So I don't really see how that would take up that much electricity. But I mean, I got a mini fridge in my room, but I mean that can't be using more than 100 watts, maybe a couple hundred watts. No, that's probably close to 100.
Odd.
Yeah, I don't know. So I got to call them up and, I posted on the Rochester subreddit this morning because Reddit's like a great place for finding answers. Yeah. And, I have like 20 comments already and people are just like blasting it, giving me good opinions and stuff, what they think or who to call. And they say, what was it that my meter could be all messed up, that RG&E is billing me incorrectly, which they have done for a lot of people.
Nice.
But other people saying to file a complaint against them on the New York State Public Service Commission. Mm-hmm. Apparently he got a $500 credit, one of these guys. That was nice. 1,500 kilowatt hours in a month for a single home. Sounds like a meter read error.
That doesn't sound real.
Yeah. And this is all, I read my meter every month, and it's all, like, being read correctly. I'm not fucking up the numbers. I've double-checked, and, so I'm trying to make sure, but obviously I don't think the meter is correct. There's just a lot. People have, one guy said $717 for February here. So other people have been getting, wrongly charged, I think, because there's no way in hell that this place is using 1,400 kilowatt hours in 1 month. That is just that's absurd.
Like 14.
Huh?
I do like 14.
Damn, okay. Yeah, it's bad. And it's great that our energy is coming from a private corporation, with no public interests or really government regulations. So they just can get away with whatever the fuck they want. And you just try calling them and they just say, oh, it's like, oh, file a complaint here. We don't care, basically. So, yeah. RG&E is terrible.
Energy.
And not NRG. RG&E.
Energy.
RGE.
Energy.
NRG?
Energy. ENERGY.
It could be energy or NRG, like the wind turbine people.
Wow.
Energy or
how clever.
Energy. Yeah. I think that's where they got their name from. That kind of makes sense.
Maybe.
Maybe NRG stands for something.
It might.
Yeah, what does it stand for?
I don't know.
The N could be like nuclear. R would be nuclear reactor. What would the G stand for?
NRG systems.
I don't know. I can't think of anything.
I do not know. It's a subsidiary of ESCO Technologies, Inc.
I thought they were independent still.
That is a great question.
Yeah, we went. Their factory is right outside of Burlington. I think in Hinsburg or Heinsberg. I forget how you pronounce it. But yeah, they're up there. Should have stopped there for a tour. That would have been cool. They do they do a lot of lidars, and they do those wind towers they built to measure where the best winds are, and I'm not sure if they do any work on.
That's a lidar. That's what that is.
Yeah, the big box.
No way. I've seen that on Campbell's website, and I'm like, I don't know what that is.
Is it the?
That makes a lot of sense.
Is it Faisala?
It's the ZX300.
Oh, they make their own.
Yeah.
I did not know that. I thought they just were a
It's
reseller.
theirs. No.
Wind lidar. Oh yeah, ZX300. Interesting. We should get one of these. Can read, but it can't be run off of solar. That's crazy. 10 to 300 meters. Okay. 1 second data.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
That is really good.
3-year warranty. Seems pretty cool. Wonder how much they cost. They're probably like $50,000, $100,000. They gotta be a lot.
Probably. Yeah.
Let's see what kind of towers they have. Here, why don't you just get a 50-meter tower? Quentin, what do you think?
I don't know if... I don't know.
You don't know?
That might be a little tall.
They have 80 meters. Let's see. Oh, I think I've seen these before. Yeah, they got like anemometers like all over the place. Oh, they got a gill on this. In the picture of this one, they have a vertical anemometer.
Interesting.
Nice.
Bat deterrent systems.
We have a mounting boom. That's 2.4 meters. Oh, that's pretty cool. You can mount the anemometer on the end of it, so it sticks out from the tower. Yeah, I'm surprised they don't have any sonics.
Bat deterrent system uses ultrasound to discourage bats from entering a turbine's rotor-swept area. Interesting.
They don't have any ultrasonics, it looks like. Which is interesting. I'm surprised they don't use an ultrasonic for these kind of applications.
Yeah.
But they're the hybrid XT vane. It's the heated, I believe, stainless steel. Wind vane. It's pretty cool. It's like looks like a the TIE fighters or something from Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
It's a pretty. I've never seen any design like that. It's
goofy looking.
It is. I guess it works well though. It's fully sealed. Has a 96 watt heater.
Whoa.
Yeah, the whole thing's built out of.
That's crazy.
Where is it? What is it built out of? Oh, I have to call them for the specifications. Wow.
Well, that's dumb.
Resolution of 0.35 degrees. Accuracy of plus or minus 1 degree with 100% factory calibration. Nice. And then the hybrid XT is the anemometer that pairs with it. Interesting.
Huh.
It's a 10-meter cable. Let's see what kind of 96 watt heater. Okay. Accuracy plus or minus 0.3 meters per second plus 2% of measured value. Starting threshold of less than 2 meters per second. Shock resistant, sealed cartridge bearing system. It's fully sealed. Wow. So this thing should last a long time. Nice. What other updates you got?
The total solar eclipse monitoring station is coming along.
Where are you gonna put it?
I'm gonna drive down to, let's see here, somewhere south near like Cape Girardeau, Missouri.
Okay. I don't know where that is. Never heard of it.
Not many people have. It's in the path of totality, so we'll get about 4.5 or so minutes of complete darkness. I'm gonna call up their high school in one of these smaller towns and be like, "Hey, can I use your field for a couple days to put this thing here?"
Have you reached out to any yet?
And then I'm not. I was gonna do that next week.
Good.
So get that squared
there's
away.
like, what, 3 weeks left till it?
Yeah.
Damn.
But we're on schedule.
Right, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 weeks.
I just replaced all of the parts that I could with the bolts with wing nuts.
Okay.
So I could hand assemble things. I did a mock like deploying the tripod, and I should, in theory, I should be able to get it done in about an hour. Assuming all goes as planned with like putting it out in the field and then setting it up. It should take about an hour or two. So I'll probably do that the day before, so it's logging from 0Z April 8th to 0Z April 9th.
Is it going to be real time?
So I'll get
No. No?
Well, it's gonna be 1 second logging, but I don't have the resources to put it online.
Mobile hotspot?
Well, I don't feel like doing that because I'm lazy and it'd be a pain in the butt. It's like get the Wi-Fi going and stuff and all that. I just don't feel like doing that.
Isn't Wi-Fi easy to connect with though?
I'd have to configure that converter for everything, and it's supposed to get here in April.
Oh, okay.
So I don't think I'm gonna even get it in time.
Gotcha. Well, that's unfortunate.
But like, I'm gonna just log the raw data, the very basic, and then put it into like Google, like a spreadsheet, and then derive all the parameters, and then upload that into an SQL database, and then I'll have it on my page, just like the data. So
it'll just be delayed.
Well, yeah, it'll just be like an actual page of the Eclipse data.
Oh, okay.
Archived.
Nice. That should be fun then.
Should be. Fingers crossed it's not cloudy or an outbreak that day.
That would be interesting. If there was any convection, it would probably be really cool data to get. How it affects convection, it's adding another mix to the equation.
Yeah, actually.
So imagine that if you had like a really, really good instability and then the eclipse came and then it just washed it out, or at least it diminished it enough and then like storms picked back up or something that would be interesting. It would have a domino effect on stuff because like it would just throw the whole chain off,
Well, it'll be observed.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
We shall. Mega tornado.
Yeah, something like that.
Or if like there's a tornado going on and then the eclipse happens and then the tornado like fizzles out because there's not enough, instability to work with or something.
I don't think it's that big.
I don't know. It could.
I don't think so.
Well, you don't have your degree, so
it could.
You don't have your degree, right? No, I'm kidding.
I mean,
I don't even know either, and I have my degree. Just
if a nuclear bomb can't stop a tornado, I don't think 4 minutes of
I
darkness
think a nuclear bomb could stop a tornado. Why not?
The amount of energy. Well, the thing is, the tornado is a symptom of the supercell. So you can disturb the tornado, but it's just going to come right back because that supercell is creating the environment for that tornado to form. And so you're not targeting the correct issue. And that supercell is thousands of times more powerful than the biggest nuclear bomb.
What, in terms of like joules of energy
of required power to disrupt it. So there's not really a way to stop it.
Now, what if everybody opened up all their windows in their houses or whatever? Would that stop it?
I don't think so. Unfortunately.
What if you started spraying water at it like with a garden hose and you're like trying to wet it down?
I don't think that would work either.
What about lighting a match? Or no, throwing a grenade into it. Everyone simultaneously throws a grenade into the sky.
No. Probably not.
Rocket launcher?
Same thing. A rocket launcher is basically a grenade.
Explosive bullets?
That's basically the same thing.
No, they're not. Now, what about if everyone farted at the same time? You'd increase all the methane in the area, so would that change anything?
Well, that would increase the amount of greenhouse gas, increasing the amount of water vapor the atmosphere could hold, increasing the severity of storms.
So you'd get a fartnado from it? Maybe. We'll get Jim Cantori on here to give us thoughts.
You would directly contribute to that
That tornado?
Yes.
No, you just have to eat taco. Everyone has to eat Taco Bell the day before an outbreak, and we'll see what happens.
Oh,
What do you
man.
think? I think we could do it.
No comment.
Free Taco Bell for a day right before a major outbreak and encourage people to eat as much.
Yeah, rest in peace, the Taco Bell that got hit at the Ohio tornadoes.
Wait, actually?
Yeah, it got
Oh,
leveled.
wow. Tornado was hungry.
Mm-hmm. The tables were still bolted down, though.
Wait, what? They're bolted to the foundation? What the hell?
Yeah, the whole structure was
Wow.
gone except for the tables.
That's kind of scary that they put more structural support into the tables than the actual restaurant itself.
Well, that's just sheer strength. Like a metal bolted down is a little bit stronger than a whole structure withstanding debris being thrown out.
Yeah, that's true.
At 120 miles an hour.
That is true. I didn't even think of that.
But it's all relative.
Let's see. What else we got? Anything else?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Don't know. I mean, I've kind of just working on that, really. That's about it. It's cold again.
What's the temperature there?
It's like 48.
45 here, so.
It was 70 yesterday.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're going back to winter this week. The whole forecast, literally snow every day this week. Forecast, or at least some chance of it. Thank God. I do miss the snow. Like, I wish we had more snow.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it being cooler than 55.
Just got to put your big boy panties on and you'll be good.
Yeah.
Put on your diaper and you'll survive anything. Maybe. Well, should we, what do you think? This is a good spot?
I think so.
I think we got all our bases covered.
It's a good spot to end it.
Maybe have guests next week? I don't know why your friends never,
Who knows?
Did your friend ever get back to you? Or
I don't know.
No.
I probably should have followed
That's
up,
right.
but
We got
whatever.
indefinite amounts of time, so.
We do.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be home next week. I got to get some teeth filled, which I'm not looking forward to, but I don't want to get cavities.
Nice.
So, yeah, I should be able to.
Yeah.
I'll just bring my audio gear, and we should be able to do it like normal. So,
Cool.
we'd be good.
We do be
Yep.
good.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for joining us. Look forward to this on next Thursday.
Always a pleasure.
So go live 9 a.m. on Thursday, which is our, I guess, weekly schedule that we've been on.
Yeah, it's kind of our
I don't know.
our
Thursday
thing
at
now.
9. I don't know why. It works. It's a time and it's a date. So, all right. Well, look out for that,
Yes.
everybody. Thanks again. See everybody.
Peace.